what Ryan gave me.
Before you know it, Keith, it'll be graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you got the trees groundbreaking in May.
Yeah, probably April.
April, okay, good. If you need me to be there, let me know.
I'll be
I'll wait by the phone.
Can you run a chainsaw?
Sure, I can.
Ask if you can run it well.
Well, let's see, I got 2 hours still.
Yeah.
Was no one inducted last year? I'm changing subjects here, but there was no. I didn't know if
They
they
were
were done it
selected.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I was looking at it looks like they're all seniors here.
Any minute.
So did you think I'm not going to fish before you left the house? Or you got there and you were like,
I
"I'll
took
get there
my
and then
fishing
go."
pole off,
You did.
and I drove over the bridge to Otrada, and I looked out the water like, I'm not fishing. It was about 2 feet high.
That's
Yeah, just brown was chocolate cake almost. It was like that. But I put the shock collar on Bailey, and she followed me around. She didn't run off.
Yeah.
She picked up some poutine once. I gave her that, and she dropped it, yelped, and she stayed beside me the whole time. I didn't have to go chase her down. It was a good. I walked all the way up Cedar Block.
That's good. Okay.
That bottom step is that already broken? Bottom step was it. The bottom step's about this far off the ground on one end.
Oh no, that's new.
That's
Yeah.
We're getting so used to these masks, Keith. It'll be strange once we don't have to wear them anymore.
Oh really?
Maybe by Kenny's graduation. Let's see, he's a freshman. 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be enough.
That'll be plenty.
I don't think about that. I think I did part of it. And then
Any big projects this summer other than the activity center?
No, not really.
Floor Lex is in good shape. It's good for another 10 years or so, isn't
I
it?
think it was a long delay. Yeah, 3. I think I only got partly through the first one. Some timed out when I got back. I should, but I'm still trying to struggle through the Civil War. It's all good, but I just this is about 3 hours today. And I still have I still have 10 to go. That's a funny. 6 days. But when I renewed last time, there was hopefully I'll either get done or I'll renew again. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020-2021 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. My name is Mrs. Clark, and I am the English teacher here at Northwood Kensett and the chapter advisor for National Honor Society. This evening, we will be inducting 24 new members into this prestigious society. Congratulations to all of you. I'm excited to see all of you here supporting our students as they endeavor forward on their educational journey. Congratulations are in order for you as well. Your support and guidance have helped to lead your student here, who work so tirelessly to support our students. As you will learn, the National Honor Society is an organization with deep roots that honors our students' academic and service abilities, as well as recognizes their character and leadership. You excel in academics, but that is only part of the reason you are here this evening. You are passionate and caring, showing your peers and the community that you go above and beyond to improve the lives of those around you. Unlike any other school year, this year has brought with it many challenges. Due to this, the induction ceremony will look different tonight, just as the rest of the school year has looked different. In lieu of formal robe attire, as it has been in previous years, our students have been asked to dress professionally this evening. While we will not present the NHS stole to our students this evening, they will still receive their pin, and we still fully recognize the efforts that they have taken during an exceptionally challenging time. I look forward to the work we will complete as an organization for the rest of the school year and in the years to come. The President of National Honor Society, Vice President, and Secretary will lead us through our induction ceremony this evening, but we will first hear from Mr. Barnes, the music teacher at Northwood Kensett. Please welcome Mr. Barnes this evening.
Good evening. Congratulations to the inductees, and thank you to the members for the invitation to be a part of this evening. It's times like these that I wish I was more than just a high-functioning introvert, and that I had a little bit more wisdom to share, but I'll do my best tonight. Tonight, I'm going to encourage you to reframe your thinking about what it means to be a good citizen and how you can be in service to others, two of the pillars of National Honor Society. To do this, I'm going to share some things that I learned while I recently read a couple of books about two different men who led very different lives, but seemed to stumble on the same lessons along the way. First, a book entitled The Richest Man in Town by B.J. Smith. Aaron Martinson, or Marty, grew up during the Great Depression. His family was dirt poor, so he left during the 9th grade to work for a carnival. When he turned 18, he was drafted to serve in World War II. Marty came back from the war and met his wife a few years later. They were married in 1950 and raised 4 children together. Marty worked in the newspaper business for 42 years. In all things considered, he had a fairly normal life for someone from Marty's generation. However, it was after his retirement that he found his true calling and what was considered his life's work. It was in a Walmart in Brooklyn, South Dakota, of all places. Marty was hired as a greeter, and he took pride in his job. He actually greeted people and shook their hands when they entered the store. Eventually, he was promoted to cashier, and before he would begin scanning items, he would actually look at the customer, say hello, and wait for their response so he could actually strike up a conversation with them. He was genuinely interested in how they were doing and wanted to talk to them. Once each customer had paid, it was time to give them their change. Marty would step around the counter, and look at the customer and shake their hand and say a sincere thank you and wish them well. When B.J. Smith, the book's author, first met Marty in the line at Walmart, he was somewhat astounded by the whole experience. So the next time he went to Walmart, he went through Marty's lane again and again and again. He was realizing he wasn't the only customer who was doing this, though. There would be a long line for Marty, while other lanes checkers were waiting and looking for customers. This was before the self-checkout. Smith also witnessed that while some people were waiting in line with nothing. They just wanted to go through Marty's line and say hello or get a hug. Smith knew he had to acknowledge Marty somehow. So he wrote a letter to the CEO of Walmart. Marty was recognized by the company, and he wanted to meet B.J. Smith to say thank you. A friendship blossomed over numerous cups of coffee and eventually at Marty's simple home. Smith wanted to learn what led Marty to be able to do and establish these kinds of connections with people in such short interactions. How was it that this nice older gentleman couldn't go anywhere without people recognizing him and talking to him? And he would often not remember who they were, but he wouldn't even let them know that. He'd just pick up the conversation and go. First, Marty would genuinely listen, and he cared about what people were saying to him. People knew that he was genuine, so they gravitated toward him. When asked why he cared so much, Marty simply said, "I just want to be a friend." Second, Marty would always try to do a little bit more for his customers, or friends in waiting. Whether it was a simple handshake, a hug, peppermint candies for kids, or sending a get well card for a regular customer. He explained, "I just think if you want to be a friend, sometimes you need to do a little bit more." Finally, Marty understood that he couldn't necessarily change the world, but he could change his world. He said, "All my life I've watched people waiting for someone else to make them happy. The way I got it figured, the only one who can make you happy is you. Basically, we can change our world, and along the way, we have the opportunity to be a powerful influence on the lives of other people." So to summarize, Marty truly listened, and he tried to do a little bit more for the people in his world, and he was sincere about his appreciation for them. The second person I'd like to talk about discovered and taught a similar message through his role on public television. As a child, Fred was shy, overweight, and experienced several bouts of illness. He was often teased by other children. While several adult figures often told him, "Just don't let on that you care and they won't bother you anymore," it did bother him. His grandfather's message of reassurance in times like these became a cornerstone to the way that he lived his life and treated others. He told him, "Freddie, you made this day special for me just by you being you." This is just one short story shared by Dr. Anita Knight Cooley in her book, The Mr. Rogers Effect. And the Fred in the story is indeed a young Mr. Rogers who went on to create the beloved TV program, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Dr. Knight Cooley is a professor of counseling at Regent University, and she wanted to figure out what made Mr. Rogers' work and message so meaningful. First, she noted that Mr. Rogers was an expert listener. He once said, "We speak with more than our mouths. We listen with more than our ears." She explained that we all have a need to be truly heard and understood. And when we take on the role of a listener, it is important that we listen to understand rather than to respond. Mr. Rogers understood this, and if you have the opportunity to watch any old episodes of his television program, you will very clearly observe his listening skills in action. I believe it's because of his calm and empathetic listening skills that so many people have such fond memories of Mr. Rogers. Dr. Knight Cooley noted that when people feel heard, their attitudes toward the listener can change from negative to positive. And Mr. Rogers always sought to find the positive in people and the good in the world. Dr. Knight Cooley remarked that we tend to find what we're looking for. And she goes on to share a quote, "When you read Mr. Rogers' work, you'll see an abundance of awe and gratitude in his interactions with people." To summarize, Mr. Rogers listened to understand, he looked for the positive in everyone, and he expressed his gratitude for those people. With all of this in mind, I once again encourage you to be thinking about what it means to be a good citizen and how you can be in service to others in your everyday life. It doesn't take a grand action such as planning and organizing a service project or fundraiser. It can be as simple as just reaching out to one another and being truly present to listen and understand what they have to say. I think it's also worth mentioning that understanding does not mean you have to agree with everyone all the time. Just know where they're coming from. We can also take that extra step to do a little bit more to be a friend to someone who may be a bit of a stranger to us, or acknowledge their contribution to each day. It can also be a matter of sharing a more positive message of gratitude throughout the day. Remember, we speak with more than our mouths. We listen with more than our ears. We are always helping others to grow with our words and actions, whether we realize it or not. We can always do more to encourage positive growth within our community through daily, simple acts of good citizenship and service to one another. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Tonight, we are to receive 20 National Honor Society. Admission to this organization is the greatest honor that can come to a high school student. It stands for the excellence of achievement, not only in one field, but also in every field of endeavor. Scholarship alone will not admit a student to the National Honor Society. To scholarship must be added service, leadership, and character. A student may, therefore, make the highest grades and still not be admitted into the National Honor Society if he does nothing for his community, or if he does not show the traits of character that are undesirable. These students who have attained this standard and who have been chosen to become members of the National Honor Society deserve congratulations for their excellent endeavors while in high school. The Vice President and Secretary will now read the list of new members.
Briar Anderson, Addison Backley, Marley Bakehouse, Jada Phelan, Madeline Reed, Grady Benzo, Thomas Flott, Andrew Breitsecker, Emma Davidson, Alexis Hicks, Carly Hannestay, Rachel Hill,
Isabella Hope, Tegan Johnson, Josiah Clement, Ryder Lestrube, Dalton Logeman, Emma Logeman, Hayden Moore, Carter Severson, Mason Thompson, Drake Tiedemann, Haley Wallen, and Wyatt Dillon.
The membership of the Scholastic Deuces chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities held in high esteem of the society. We will review these qualities for the candidates. Scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education is ended, for education only ends with life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, and the light which illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service.
Service can be expressed in various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work without monetary compensation, without recognition for the benefit of those in need, is a quality we seek in membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice. The willingness to use personal interest for the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, and thus is a substantive charge to each of our members and to the candidates.
Character.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality and personality. It is without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character which guides one through life and, when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we hope to prove by example that we value character.
The emblem of the society, as shown in front of the table, is the keystone and the flaming torch. The keystone bears in its corners the letters C, S, L, and S, which stand for the four principles of this organization: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. These virtues must be fitted faithfully into the purpose of life, as the keystone is fitted into its shape or its position in the arch. For as the keystone is placed by the builder to keep the perfect arch forever true, so are these virtues to keep forever true the structure of our education. The flaming torch is the emblem of our purpose, to bear forward the searching light of truth, and to lead that others may follow in enduring values of life. To serve these purposes symbolized in the torch. At this time, we ask that the inductees step forward and take the pledge. Please raise your right hand and speak with me. I pledge to maintain my high scholastic standing. To hold as fundamental and worthy an untarnished